What's up everyone, it's WAHArc. Hope y'all having a good day. Today's episode we're going to be doing the review for Halo Infinite, and we played it on Legendary mode. Now this game was one that we were waiting on, at least I definitely was waiting on, because I heard a lot of hype about it, and after playing it through, in my opinion, it definitely lives up to it. But before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing here at WAHArc. Alright, let's get into it. Now this game introduced a lot of new concepts to the whole Halo story. A lot of time has passed since like Halo 5 happened, and it kind of more or less pushes those stories to the side. And while I personally did appreciate those games for what they were, they didn't really add anything to the story except adding a little bit of a human element to Master Chief that we hadn't seen in previous games, or really you kind of saw it in the stories if you've read any of the books, but as far as the games go, it didn't really have a whole lot going on there. But you could see that there was the seed planted whenever Chief was talking to Captain Lasky up on the deck of, I think it was the Infinity at the time, and the story kind of progresses there, and it's much more his human elements as it goes through. The game opens up with kind of telling you the story of what's going on. And it opens up, honestly, it opens up hot in the story. The Infinity's been boarded, the Infinity's been attacked, it's being overwhelmed. And you see Master Chief like fighting off everybody that's already boarded the Infinity. And then all of a sudden Atriox comes out of nowhere, and Atriox is the bad guy in Halo Wars 2, and he meets Master Chief and he beats the shit out of Master Chief, and then just launches him out into the void of that is space. You know, so much time passes, and then you meet Echo. I called him Eduardo the whole time. I just couldn't come around to calling him Echo during the game, but let's just call him Eddie. He takes on the human element or the human influence directly on Chief. You know, you see Eddie go through, you know, the fact that he hates himself, you know, that he, you know, stole the Pelican that he was on, and basically just has this very human elements to war, which is, you know, he doesn't deserve to be there. Why did he survive? And so many people that were more worthy, that they did not survive, and he did.
All of it! Crushed! Broken! Beaten! Useless!
Enough.
When? When is it enough, Chief? When we're in there? Because that's where I belong. In there! With them! Worthless junk! Not this! I'm not you! I'm not a pilot! I'm not even a soldier, a marine! I'm a fraud. I stole that Pelican. I stole it! You know why? Of course you don't. Have you ever been scared? So scared that you... I'm worthless.
So all of the words and the human elements from Eddie get put onto Master Chief, and you can see, like, even though you can't see Master Chief's face, it's one of those things for Halo that you may never ever see what Master Chief's face looked like. And fans of the story already know this, so they learn to read like his body language, and throughout the games they've gotten better and better and better about being able to show the body language of Master Chief and what he's thinking and his long pauses. And even though Master Chief doesn't really ever speak too much, he speaks a lot more in this specific game, and it tells you a lot.
We all fail. We all make mistakes. It's what makes us human.
I'm sorry, Chief, but how have you ever failed?
I should have protected Cortana. Stopped everything from going wrong. I failed her. I will not fail you.
Chief. Wait. We're going to make it. We have to.
This is all I've got.
It's all we need. Our only way home is straight through the heart of the Banished.
We need you.
We can fix this.
Together.
Of course we can. Together.
His evolution of his way of thinking, you know, his more human side is beginning to show. Where before Cortana's one of Cortana's famous lines was, you know, before this ends, can you please tell me which one of us is the machine?
At ease, Chief. Feels kinda odd for you to call me sir. Beautiful, isn't she? I don't get to see her often enough. I grew up in New Harmony, attended Corbulo Military Academy. Never saw Earth in person until I was an adult, but I still think of her as home. You don't talk much, do you? Chief, I won't pretend to know how you feel. I mean, I've lost people I care about, but never anything like you're going through.
Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity, whatever the cost.
You say that like soldiers and humanity are two different things. I mean, soldiers aren't machines. We're just people.
Before this is all over, promise me you'll figure out which one of us is the machine.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
And a lot of times Cortana was the human element to Master Chief, even though she wasn't human. She was an AI. But Cortana in this game is dead. And I thought that was a really radical way to go about it. But at the same time, it resets the mindset of a lot of the fans of this series. Now, one of the other additions is is the new Cortana AI. They definitely, you know, pivoted a lot to Cortana, and you see like little ghost versions of her, and you know, throughout the game, reminiscing and basically just reliving little memories in Master Chief's mind. But the weapon is what she is known throughout the game. But I called her Corey the entire time because I just couldn't call her the weapon. But Corey is such a delight. She's such a delight. I love her to death. She's sarcastic. She's very funny.
Something, and I think we know who, has modified the sequencing needed to access the spires.
Plan B.
Are we only at B? Seems higher. Okay. Plan B. I'll get this open.
Is there a problem?
I don't think so. Okay, there might be a problem.
And you can definitely see either the older brother or father-daughter relationship, older brother, little sister relationship, whatever you want to call it.
It identifies as banished.
Can you operate it?
In my sleep? Not that I sleep, but... Oh! I don't need to. It's already on its way down.
Incoming.
But what if it's a friend?
It isn't.
Like, just the little things that she says, they're very naive, but very much like expected and understandable coming from her point of view. You know, she's got very limited life experience. She's an AI. She had a very specific mission. She achieved that mission, and yet she's still around and she doesn't know why.
Yes, it worked. No, there's not a problem. 3, 2, 1. We're done.
It's never done.
Explain this to me. I waited 6 months. I've done everything you've asked. I was supposed to be deleted. You're the reason I'm still here. You. All of this, you could not have done it without me. None of it. I trusted you. Why can't you do the same?
You don't understand.
Try me.
Cortana,
He's gone. Dead. All that's left are echoes, and sooner or later they'll be gone too.
So what she does is she jumps on with Master Chief, and they kind of go through this whole thing. They learn to trust each other eventually, and Corey or the weapon is probably the one that steals the show for this game. Honestly, just the things that she says. She's very sarcastic, and even the back and forth between her and Eddie or Echo 216.
Cortana's no longer a threat. And now she's going to help us stop the Banished.
Of course she is.
I think I'm with you. I didn't even know what a banished was an hour ago, and even I can see the odds aren't great.
Yes. Yes, you should listen to her. You're gonna get us all killed.
Oh, this is fascinating. You're trying to survive, but I was programmed to die.
Really? One person with a death wish wasn't enough.
The back and forth between the two of them is actually really funny and really enjoyable, and I hope they build upon that.
This one.
It was the source of the attack.
Attack? What's she talking about, Chief? Is everyone trying to kill you?
It kind of seems like it. Oh, wait. You're being sarcastic. He's fun. I like him.
Am I dead? Already? I must be. I mean, this is a punishment, right? Yep, this is death.
Because, and I hope Eddie becomes like a regular part of the future storyline, because people were able to connect to Eddie. Personally, I was able to connect to Eddie because he's very, very much a human, and how humans are in high stress situations. You know, he kind of responded with that, and he expresses it, and it's such a fantastic addition to the storyline, such a fantastic element to the storyline. So storyline is that, you know, you have Atriox's mentor.
The Spartan. No. Something better. The Master Chief returns.
Ephraim, I don't know, something with me. He's a big, very old brute, and he's ruthless. But he also, like, his character speaks from a person that's been in war for a very long time.
The UNSC lost this war months ago. Your people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead, always. The is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriarchs. But without challenge, I grew weary, lost, alone. But here you now stand. This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story will outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs. Fight hard. Die well.
Like, the crazy thing is, like, you sympathize. It's very easy to sympathize even with the enemies in this game, you know. And like I said, it talks about, introduces, lives in the human element of what warriors and soldiers, what military members actively live with. And you feel it. It's really well written. The characters, all of them, are very well written. I took it as this because they added new characters. They put this storyline so far in the future. It's like reintroducing the franchise to the new fans, and it pays a lot of homage to the old fans with little snippets and stuff like that, because you come across a lot of downed Spartans. If you read the books, or you played the other games, or you played really any of the games, you always know of other Spartans outside of Blue Team. Blue Team is the one that you really know, and that's kind of what was introduced in Halo 5 was Blue Team. And those were the other Spartan 2s. But you see Spartan 3s, you see Spartan 4s in the battlefield, you see a couple Spartan 2s as well. For me, coming across their bodies, I'm just like, oh my god, I know this guy. I remember this guy from another game. I played as him in another game. And it definitely, like I said, pays homage to the old fans and all the previous content that's come out for this specific series.
The Banished, they have something they call the Conservatory. That's all I know. It's picked up north of here. Dig site. I couldn't stop them. But you can. You have to.
Consider it done.
That's good. Good. The others, the Spartans. Did you?
I'll find them.
Echo 216, all channels. Can you hear me? I repeat, can you hear me?
Chief?
Big guy, your motion tracker isn't moving. Come on, give me anything.
Chief,
Respond, please. Did you find the source of the signal? Whatever's down there either has to come with us or be left behind. Can you hear me?
Now onto some of the new aspects that they introduced into the game. They introduced the open world concept. I've always been a big fan of open world concept games. However, I don't have the time to devote to them anymore like I used to. Halo is taking on definitely new aspects and been influenced by a lot of the classic open world games. And while you can't replay the game or replay specific levels, which was always a big thing for Halo fans, they always really liked a specific level, going through this battle or that battle or this or that or the other thing. trying to get achievements by going through this specific level. You can't do that anymore, at least not yet. The open world concept makes the game just a little bit more enjoyable. It expands on it. You have to run around looking for data files, taking out like these propaganda towers.
Worse than you, freaks.
That's right. Time pushed you idiots to the brink of extinction are nothing compared to us.
And all of these cool little aspects. You get to fly around, jump on the Wasp or jump on, a Warthog or jump on, whatever vehicle that you're in. And I thought it was really, really cool because there's a specific moment where I called in a tank. And when Eddie comes in and he drops off the tank in his Pelican, Eddie says, "Hey, here's the tank you ordered. Her name is Sheila."
Your Scorpion's on the way. By the way, her name's Sheila. Take care of her, Chief.
And I remember Sheila being the name of the tank that was in Red vs. Blue, which was a series that I was a big fan of. I really did love.
You may call me Sheila.
Hello, Sheila, big tank lady.
Now the open concept and the open world concept, being able to look for different audio files and eliminate high value targets that the UNSC has for people that are on this specific ring. Really cool aspect. They're all like mini bosses and mini boss fights, and some of them are not easy. And playing it on Legendary, I mean, it's really, really easy to get just overwhelmed, because that was the thing that was so surprising, is that they move tactically against you.
How many Spartans remain? Do you even know? There would have been 50 at Laconia Station, maybe more. Such loss. Do you feel it in your heart? Does it leave a hole? Atriox was my finest recruit. He understood sacrifice, and when one is necessary, I honor his memory each day. When our enemy rises, we meet their challenge. It is why I created the Hand of Atriox. I found the best, the cruelest, the most efficient killers in the universe, and taught them how to be better. My Spartan killers are coming for you. It is your time to rise.
Spartan killers? Really? Everyone is trying to kill you.
They'll rush you. If you stay in a certain position for too long, they'll rush you. And they're not like the grunts of the past, I mean, some of them are, but with the introduction of all these new variants.
Chief, we're in range of Captain Valkyris, a high-ranking brood officer. How about we ruin his day?
You think we're gonna let you off easy? Think again.
Nice! Enemy forces spotted up.
That's a kill.
Hey, cannon fodder! Let me help you with that death.
That's a wrap on the target. Let's clean up the rest of them. Target and crew eliminated. Life on this ring just got a little safer for the UNS.
And they talk a lot of shit. On Legendary mode, they talk so much shit.
Force your way out of that, you dead idiots! Dead humans is the best human!
You were a worthy foe. Almost. The It's a battle of time, and so have you. I'm just a human after all.
Just lost the chance!
A fitting end for a coward.
Like, there are so many different fans in the Halo series, or specifically the fans that are the core 3 games. Then there's the specific fans of the Halo Wars, and then all of the different spin-offs, the books, the TV show. The new TV show is going to come out, but former TV shows, former movie-esque things, the animes, stuff like that. It pays a lot of homage to all of those stories and all of those fans, and it's a fantastic game. I imagine that I will probably be playing this game more than once, because you used to play the game, you'd beat it, you'd get all the achievements if you wanted to, and then you'd immediately go to multiplayer, and that's where you lived. You lived on multiplayer until the next part of the story came out. And with the open world concept, it allows you to kind of immerse yourself in the world a little bit more. With the way that they've done the story, it's a good story. The way that they end it, and I'm not gonna put any spoilers out there, the way that they end it was a lot like, you know, the way that they've ended all the previous Halo games was just like a small nod. And, you know, I'm eager and excited for the future of the Halo series because of this game. I think this is a fantastic start to, you know, re-engaging this series with the new fans. And I mean, there's just so many good things I could say about this game. Just being able to kind of relive the storyline. You remember everything from playing it, Halo 1, 2, 3, who you played it with, all of that stuff. It's just, you get just immersed in the memories of all of the previous games, because this game captures the story, the evolution of the story so incredibly well, and it pays homage to all of the old fans and all of the old material and content. You know, they talk about ODSTs. If I remember right, I think they mentioned like a couple of names of the specific ODSTs in there as well. So my final thoughts on the game is, you've heard me say countless times, it's such a great game, and it is. I definitely recommend you go get this game. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, it's free to you, so just download it. If not, if you can, pay the money. If you can't, wait for it to go on sale or something. But eventually, at some point, all Halo fans need to play this game. They need to play this game. It's not a matter of if you get around to it, and like, if you want to relive those memories, have that appreciation for the story, you know, all that. Like, this is definitely just something that you have to have if you're a Halo fan. So I definitely recommend doing it. Well guys, thanks for stopping in on WAHA's first ever video game review of Halo Infinite. Like I said before, this game is fantastic. I definitely recommend you guys go off and get it. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so and give this video a thumbs up. But thanks for stopping, guys. I'm Bruce with WAHA. Y'all take it easy.
We finished the fight.